What's up, guys? My name is Georgios, and today is something that's been pissing me off lately, especially. Um, that I'm going to talk about. It's the whole thing with the old people, blaming millennials right now for everything. Pretty much, it's like, oh, this company went out of business. It's your fault, millennials, because you didn't buy their products and stuff like that. Or like, oh, the economy is bad because millennials. So, it's kind of bothering me a bit. And the main reason why it's bothering me is because if you think about it, we have not really been in power. Their generations, the baby boomers and Generation X, they are the ones who have been in power for the most part. So they were the ones that have been making decisions. So if the economy is bad, that's not on us. That's not on millennials. That is on them. They were the ones who actually control the economy for the most part, and they're the ones that were in the governments and the big companies. You don't really see, besides the technological companies, of course, which you do see, like 30-year-olds, 28-year-olds. Besides that, or even college graduates. But besides that, in every other company and in government, you mainly see older people from older generations, like 40 years old or more. So I don't understand, how is it our fault that the economy is bad, or that the economy was bad, or that some companies faltered and they had to downsize, or they went bankrupt? I don't understand how everything is millennials' fault. So there's that. The thing is, the main thing about this is that there's also the tax plan now that came out from the Republicans, and I've noticed that a couple of the things in the tax plan actually hurt millennials. So this is pissing me off because the past week and a half I've been listening to like older people than me saying, "Oh, you millennials, you're lazy and stuff like that. You still live in your parents' houses and all that." But at the same time, it's like, what do you expect us to do? When the older generations, the previous generations, Generation X and the baby boomers, when they were our age, it was a lot easier to move out, to go to college, have a car, or like rent a house. But right now, when it comes to us, rents are high, especially in the cities. College tuition, it's always rising every year, more and more and more. So we're just coming out of the economic regression. So it's not like it's easy for us to just like move out and everything and like buy a house or whatever. They had it a lot easier than we did. And the main reason why we don't have it as easy as they did is because their decisions that they made over decades have affected us in a bad way. They're the ones that are in power, and they're the ones that, in a way, they are the ones that actually have the responsibility and the blame, I guess, for everything, all the prices rising on the rent, houses, tuition. But for some reason, it's on us. Now, when it comes to this tax plan, right, it makes everything worse, for us at least, especially for people of my age. So we're the late millennials. It's because on the plan, it raises taxes for people in lower incomes, because supposedly, even though numerous times it's been shown that is not actually true, they think that trickle-down economics still works, even though it doesn't. And especially it's not going to work now, because as been shown, and as I've read in reports, and I've researched it myself too, the economy is already in full employment almost. So it's not like, oh, we're going to give tax breaks to the big companies and the rich people so that they can open up more jobs, because the unemployment rate is pretty low. It's already pretty low. It's not really going to change anything. All it's going to do is that it's going to make us pay more taxes so that we don't have money to put in the economy, like to buy more stuff, to buy houses, to buy products for the house. So it's going to make us buy less things and give more money in taxes. So it's not really going to help the economy. It's probably going to hurt it more. But for some reason, they think that it's actually going to work. Trickle-down economics doesn't work even when the economy is like not okay, employment-wise. But right now, unemployment levels are pretty low, so it's definitely not going to work now, trickle down economics. Just like it hasn't worked so many times in the past. So I don't understand. I don't understand this tax plan in general. The other thing that I've noticed is that by 2027 is gonna raise the debt by 1.5 trillion. That is debt that they're not gonna really have anything to do with, because if we're honest, a lot of them by 2037, not 2027, 2037, they're gonna be dead. So they're not gonna have to deal with the debt. By 2027, they're gonna be in retirement, and by 2037, they're gonna be dead on the graveyard. We are gonna have to be the ones that are gonna have to deal with the debt, and we are the ones that are gonna have to pay it, because eventually, no more. You keep adding to the debt. Eventually, you're gonna have to pay back the debt, and we're gonna have to be the ones struggling to actually pay the debt that they created, but they don't have to deal with it because they're gonna be dead by then. So I don't understand. This is why it pisses me off, because especially now, because now the tax plan it just got passed by the Senate 2 days ago, and I've been listening to people saying you millennials are lazy and you guys are terrible, you guys are gonna destroy everything. But you guys are destroying everything. The Generation X, baby boomers, they are the ones destroying everything. They're the ones that have been in power for so long. But for some reason, even though they have been in power, everything is our fault. Even though we just coming out now, we're just getting into the economy now. So I don't understand this. And not only that, another thing that I noticed that is pretty interesting on this tax plan is that besides, there's a lot of things that they do with the removing the mandate provision on Obamacare, and also cutting home mortgage interest deduction. But the main thing that I noticed is that it takes away a lot of the benefits for education. It takes away $65 billion in benefits for student loan borrowers, plus another $17.5 billion in higher education tax credits. And at the same time, it also eliminates the student loan interest rate, the student loan interest rate deduction that helps 12 million Americans who make $75,000 or less. And it's pretty interesting because if you notice, a lot of the people that voted for the GOP did not have a very high. They didn't really go to college at all, or they just went for just a little bit, for like a year or two. So they don't have a lot of college education. While on the other hand, the people who have more education, college education, they are more likely to actually vote for Democrats. And this tax plan makes it seems to me at least, that it targets college students. It tries to make it more difficult for people to actually go to college. And personally, I can't help but think that's in a way the GOP's plan is to make, first of all, to get back at millennials who actually vote for Democrats, but also, I guess maybe on another level, they try to prevent people from going to college, so that they can have a better chance to actually influence them, and eventually those people who didn't go to college go Republican. Of course, that is not a perfect. That's not like every single person who doesn't go to college is gonna vote for Republicans, but I guess it makes it a lot more likely for them, based on the statistics. So that is pretty much my beef right now with the tax plan, and also people who say that millennials were lazy and we don't do anything. It's like a small rant, pretty much. I just had to get it off my chest, I guess, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But I am tired of people, especially like the older people, like the 60-year-old plus, who are like, "Oh, you guys, you're on your phones and you're lazy and you're gonna ruin the country and all that." And it's like, okay, who went into world wars? Which generation caused us to go into world wars? Not ours. Of course, it wasn't the baby boomers either. It was the generation before that. But the world wars, it wasn't our project, obviously. Our generation is the one that actually doesn't want to have wars, for the most part. Also, Generation X, but especially ours, I believe. But then again, I could be wrong. Who is the one that went? Even though they didn't go to world wars, which generation caused us to go into wars in Vietnam, in Korea, in Iraq and Afghanistan? it's the baby boomers. The baby boomers, and I'm not gonna really blame Generation X, because for most of those, it's not really their fault. It is their fault to an extent for the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, but for the Vietnam and Korea wars, it's the baby boomers. But for some reason, even though all those wars, especially the Iraq and Afghanistan war, they added to our debt, they made it skyrocket. Apparently, and it's their fault, and we didn't even get anything out of it. The United States didn't really benefit from it, and the world, the countries over there didn't benefit from it either. Because as you can see, they're still a mess right now, politically and with terrorism. So I don't understand why they say we ruin everything, because we haven't really been able to do anything yet. And when we do have the chance to actually make anything, what we're gonna have to do is clean up the mess that they made. So that's pretty much my rant for now. Surprisingly, I actually one-shot it. Let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know what you guys think. If you disagree with me, if you have anything else to add to my argument, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably gonna post another video. Peace out. Like and subscribe if you want, by the way. I forgot to say that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later.